Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of the 2022 high school football season. Two of the premier programs in the West take the field against each other for the first time tonight as Corner Canyon has come down to Las Vegas to take on Bishop Gorman. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Pleased to be joined by Doug Henstrom. Doug, first time that these two programs have met, first time Corner Canyon's gone out of state. And these two programs have both been in conversation for top 10, top 15 programs in recent years. We should be in for one heck of a battle tonight.
Yeah, to say the least, this has been a long time coming for these two programs to finally get a chance to face each other here and now. We look forward to next year, Bishop Gorman coming up to Corner Canyon for a game. Like you said, two of the premier teams in the West, certainly the premier team in Utah and the premier team in Nevada. Heading off face-to-face right here.
You talk about the premier team. Let's start with the visitors, Corner Canyon. This is a program, Coach Kerr in his 6th year, and he's turned this really into a quarterback factory over his 6 years, and he's got the next one coming through the production lines in Isaac Wilson.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and it's time for Isaac Wilson to step out from the shadow of his older brother, Zach. And it's not just Zach, like you said, it is a quarterback factory. He has produced quarterbacks that have all done well, set and broken many state records. Let's see what Isaac's going to do against this defense tonight, because he will be tested.
We'll get into what that quarterback factory has been over the course of the contest, but when you look at this Bishop Gorman team, this is a team that has won national championships as recently as 2016, and now you look at what the Gaels are. Coach Browner in his 3rd year. They lost just one game last year. They return a lot of that offensive production, including the junior quarterback, Micah Alejado, who threw for 31 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, and 2,700 yards last year as a sophomore.
Yeah, junior quarterback against junior quarterback. This team is loaded, as you would expect from a Bishop Gorman team. The number 6 team in the nation, according to Max Preps and others. They've got a lot of weapons on both sides of the ball. It's going to be a challenge for Corner Canyon. We're going to see if they're up for it. Looks like Corner Canyon is going to receive the kick to start the game.
Doug, when you look at these two, give us a couple keys, what to look for each respective side here tonight if they want to come out with a win.
Yeah, my keys to the game here for Corner Canyon is they can't turn over the ball. Now, they did a very nice job last week in their first game against Harriman. They had no turnovers. This is a much different defense that's going to try to force turnovers, much different athletes. So can they protect the ball and keep the ball in their hands? The next thing is they've got to limit the big plays for Gorman on their offensive side of the ball. Corner's defense has got to step up. They got to keep everybody in front of them and prevent those big plays. As far as Bishop Gorman, I look for them to really try to dominate at the line of scrimmage. They have got some amazing linemen on both sides of the ball. If they dominate like they can and like they do other games, they're going to have a good night, as well as limiting mistakes and errors. You know, this is Gorman's first game of the year. Right? First game of the year is when you expect more mistakes, more mental errors, things like that. Can they limit those so Corner Canyon doesn't capitalize on it?
Corner Canyon, you mentioned it, Doug, in the navy and white tonight. They will be receiving the opening kick. Gorman in the all-home navy. Boy, a great look for both sides. As first ever matchup between these two, Gorman has not been shy about playing Utah teams. We'll get into some of that history as the game goes on. But, man, this has been a matchup a lot of people have been wanting for years, and we get it here in 2022. The Gaels set to kick off.
Hard to beat this setting. Beautiful night for some high school football here in Las Vegas.
Back to receive the kick for Corner. This one into the end zone, no return. And we'll get a first look at Isaac Wilson and company here for the Chargers. You mentioned had a game last week. They kicked off the season against Harriman. Dominative effort for the Chargers. Much different beast here tonight in week 2 for Corner Canyon.
Yeah, challenges for this offense everywhere from Bishop Gorman. They're loaded in the defensive backfield. They're loaded at the linebacker level. They've got some studs up front of the defensive line. But let's see if they're up for the challenge.
Corner Canyon here. Isaac Wilson, young man that holds numerous offers. He was offered by Oregon before ever taking a snap at the varsity level. Wearing number 1 will start in the shotgun as in motion there. And this throw to the boundary, that caught out of play. And on the reception, a name that we'll be calling a lot tonight. Take care.
Yeah, Tate's going to be looked at a lot. He was last week. He had a big, huge game last week, over 200 yards receiving. He's got to step up big.
It was a gain of 7 on the reception. Talking about the big week Tate had in week 1 for Corner Canyon. He's looking for more here against this Gorman defense. Wilson, boy, pressure, and goes down. Big pressure coming from Ia, the senior linebacker, getting the sack.
Blitz right up the middle, wasn't picked up. Lane opened up for the linebacker. Isaac didn't have a chance. No time to react, and certainly nobody open downfield.
It was one of the items you and I were talking about before the game, Doug. How do these receivers get separation and allow Isaac to get that ball out against what we expect will be a lot of pressure from this Gorman defense?
They can bring it because they trust their DBs. Their DBs are all fantastic players. It's going to be a tough challenge for them, but they got to protect up front first.
Empty backfield. Yeah, they get it to Care. Tracked down from behind. That will not be a common occurrence in the state of Utah, but when you play Gorman, it is, as Jamie Otis comes in to make the stop. It's a gain of about 4, but it will bring up 4th down here for the Chargers.
The screen game's big for Corner Canyon in a number of different ways that they run it. They just pursued great down the line, had that covered. 4th down.
Want to let you know the clock you see on your screen is unofficial. We are trying to keep that synchronized here with the game clock. At times you'll see us adjust it, but that is an unofficial clock. As corner here to punt. Boy, pressure coming, but they get it away. No return here as this takes a bounce and will be down near midfield. And that is where we will see this Gorman offense come out for the first time. Inside Corner Canyon territory at the 48.
If you're watching online, you saw the punt returner for Bishop Gorman back there. That's Zachariah Branch. We're going to probably be calling his name a lot tonight. Number 1 receiver in the nation. That's
committed to USC, and a young man that had 14 touchdowns last year, over 1,000 yards receiving, and over 22 yards per reception for Branch. That is on the ground here, Gorman. This is Rice with the carry. He'll pick up a couple. Gain there about 5.
That single missed tackle there by Tank Mitchell. You get a chance, you got to wrap them up. These guys are quick and elusive, but you can't give them extra yards.
We'll get into this Corner Canyon defense and guys that we maybe think might have to have big games tonight if they want to pull off the upset. It's 2nd down and 5 here for the Gaels. Alejado, the junior, surveying, looking. Boy, he's got a man wide open. Coming across the formation, that caught. Oh, stutter step inside the 10 and brought down. It'll be 1st and goal as it was Kakahuna with the reception for the Gaels.
Just a little delay route, got open going out to the flat in an angle route. No one was there. Missed tackle downfield, gave him extra yards.
Boy, a big play, and we talked about that before the game started, Doug. Is Gorman going to be explosive tonight against Corner Canyon? And, well, that's a big one to set him up here. 1st and goal at the 8. Kept.
Quarterback
Alejado coming around. Touchdown, Bishop Gorman. Micah Alejado showing he can do more than just throw it as the Gaels score first.
Made a great read. Pulled the ball, watched the defensive line collapse on the runner who didn't have it, just took it around the end, nearly untouched for a touchdown. Quick score by Bishop.
Indeed, 3 plays, 48 yards. Alejado finding pay dirt is at this point after up good. 7-0. Bishop Gorman taking the lead here at home, starting off 22 on a high note. How much pressure, Doug, does that put on Corner Canyon?
Well, you know, I think a regular team would put a lot of pressure on them this early in the game. Corner Canyon, however, is a team that historically has been able to score just as quickly as that. In the games that they've played over the last number of years, they've been the highest powered offense. They can score quick. They can score effectively in all those other games. Now, can they do it tonight? We'll see. But I don't think it's going to put too much pressure on them because they're used to scoring in bunches. They're used to scoring quickly.
Talk about scoring in bunches. The offense has been unreal under Coach Care. his record coming into tonight's game in his 5 years, 65-3. And most of those offenses have been 40, 50 points per game. And that's been with sitting starters throughout most of the second half. So it is certainly an explosive offense. But Bishop Gorman showing their explosivity as this kick angled and a return coming here. Up the middle, nice return for the Chargers up to the 27-yard line. See if that can spark things here. It was McDonald, Aiden McDonald.
Yep. Great athlete. Good ball skills, quick, you can see there. Lane open for him. Takes it out to the 27, 28-yard line.
Second drive of the game for Corner Canyon. Doug, anything you think they try to do differently here? 3 and out on that first drive. Anything you look for them to do differently?
Well, what I'm seeing right now is that they're bringing in a little bit of a bunch formation. Yeah. They're bringing their receivers in tight. They haven't historically done this, but we've seen it in practices and so forth leading up to this season. So let's see if this frees some people up.
Oh, stay here, Wilson, looking to run it. Boy, he's trying to get outside, and there is no outside against this Gorman defense.
No, he's got to recognize that the speed out there is different, and he needs to get the yards that he can get, go down, be safe. We can't have him getting hurt if Corner Canyon wants to compete in this game.
It's a loss of 1 on the run there for Isaac Wilson, and when we talk about this unit, it is a different defense than what Corner Canyon's probably ever seen. And there's good defenses in Utah, but this is another level.
Yeah, it's stacked full of D1 prospects and commits.
That ball deflected. Good pressure off the edge there coming from Lea'ea, the senior defensive lineman. Able to get that big paw up there and break it up, incomplete.
Dangerous territory again. They get themselves into another 3rd and long situation. Bishop Gorman would like to feed off of this, either bringing the heat or letting their DBs do work downfield.
I mean, look at the way in which their alignment is. It's kind of mano-y-mano on the outside and down the field, and it's really stacking everything inside. Pressure coming on Wilson. There's another screen. Boy, that had disaster written on it. How about breaking through? Elijah Palmer, young man committed to Hawaii, helping to disrupt that, and he'll bring up a 4th down here for Corner.
Great job again reading the screen pass that they're trying to get to. They've gone to screen passes a couple times now, trying to slow down that pass rush. That pass rush got there, and the people downfield covered it perfectly.
We talk about the first game of the year for Bishop Gorman. Everything looking good for the Gaels here at home. Things get tougher next week. They'll take on Mater Dei. For those of you interested, we are also streaming Mater Dei's game tonight. They're playing West out of Salt Lake City, Utah. We'll give you updates in that game as that game progresses. This punt will take a Corner Canyon, boy, a favorable bounce all the way back inside the 25 and down at the 22. Good punt there for the Chargers. And it'll be a longer field here for Gorman on their second possession.
Well, it's given corners some chance to play with a longer field and defend this. Let's see what kind of adjustments, if any, they make. They only had 3 plays to even look at what offense they were up against. Sure tackling. You talked earlier about who's going to have to step up big for Corner Canyon to have a chance tonight. It's the entire linebacking core, in my opinion. They play a basic 3-4 defense. You've got 4 very good, very capable, very athletic linebackers out there. You can't be missing tackles. You got to make right reads. They got to play big for the success for Corner.
Alejado, this drive starting at his 22. Coming near side here is Branch. Oh, Branch. Slick move there to get to the outside. And he's got this ahead for a 1st down for the Gaels.
Like I said earlier, #1 receiver in the nation, committed to USC. The #5 overall recruit according to 24/7 Sports recruit rankings. That kid has it all, does it all.
They actually spotted him a yard shy. My apologies on the bad call there. 2nd and 1 here for Bishop Gorman. On the ground. Nice vision there to find that lane from Devin Rice. He's got the 1st down for Bishop Gorman.
Great push up front by the line.
We talked about the factory that has been Corner Canyon. Last year they graduated Devin Brown. He went to Ohio State to play quarterback Cody Hagan was a premier wide receiver. He's going to go to BYU. Jet Miney to Utah. Those are all offensive guys, but defensively, they lost a lot of that defense too, including Harrison Tackett, a 4-star linebacker at Oregon right now. So there are a lot of new faces and youngsters that are getting new experience here for this corner defense.
Yep.
Alejado looking, boy, he had Branch deep, going to try to tuck this, and that's a play that this corner defense needed.
Great coverage downfield by Aiden McDonald, locking up Zachariah. That was who the quarterback was looking at. That's where he wanted to go. Didn't have him, tucked it, ran it upfield. Pocket collapsed, got a few yards out of it, but good play by the defense.
We talk about some of the history. Gorman has played Bingham, they've played Orem, they've played Lone Peak, and really that Lone Peak game, the first matchup up in Alpine, it was a Nate Ritchie show. That guy balled out. And look, there's opportunities for youngsters like an Aiden McDonald to go up against premier talent and show how good they really are. And it was good coverage there from McDonald on that play. Second down. This caught by Lofton. Able to stay up. He'll pick up the first down.
Nice tackle by Jaron Allen out there at the left corner spot. Didn't let him go. But it is a first down.
Getting close to midfield here. The Gaels, as we're midway through this first quarter. 7-0 Bishop Gorman.
Alejado, the lefty, has looked very decisive, making good reads, whether he's throwing it or keeping it.
Looking to throw over the middle, has a man caught down inside the 30-yard line, as that was Jalen Edmond with the reception and the first down.
Jaron Allen on the coverage again, just a skinny post. Got him open. Threw the ball on time, in space. Nice play.
And tell you what, Alejado, you talk about looking decisive. He's been accurate too.
Yep.
That ball's been on a line and on target. I don't know that he's thrown an incompletion yet.
Nothing yet.
First down. On the ground. Oh, good play there made defensively. Owen Borg, young man we have not talked about yet.
Owen Borg, the best linebacker out of the crew from Corner Canyon, a BYU commit. Great speed, great athleticism, great coverage right there upfield, not letting him get the corner on that. Interestingly, making a tackle on Devon Rice, the son of former BYU great Rodney Rice, younger brother of Quentin Rice, who's at BYU now.
2nd and 9. Here is Rice on the reception. He's up near the chains. He'll be just shy. And Doug Henstrom doing his best Dusty Litster impersonation there as referencing the historical BYU football program.
I got to do it while I can.
3rd and 1 here coming up for the Gaels.
Rice is only a junior. Athletic kid.
He's got offers to BYU, Colorado, Hawaii, San Diego State, amongst others. Talk about a junior, still time to make that decision, but he's been strong running the football, and they're on the reception out of the backfield. 3rd and 1. Alejado will give it off. Room up the middle for Rice. Inside the 5, touchdown, Bishop Gorman.
That was a great kick-out block by number 65, I believe it was, Alo Fautuli. Kicks out the defensive end, opens up that lane right up the middle, essentially untouched till he was deep in the backfield or downfield near the end zone. Touchdown Gorman.
You talk about SJ, just a sophomore, 6'3", 270. My goodness. Point after good, 14-0. All Gorman here in the first. They're leading Corner Canyon. You're watching it live on KSLSports.com. And, of course, we want to thank our sponsors that make this coverage available. Tonight's game is brought to you by UFP Hair Restoration. They are the premier hair restoration provider of the Intermountain West, with 3 hair restoration surgeons who specialize in both surgical and non-surgical treatments for hair loss. Learn more by visiting UtahHairMD.com or call 801-776-2220 to schedule a consultation today. We also want to thank Heidemann Associates for their sponsorship with law offices throughout the state of Utah, all along the Wasatch Front down in St. George as well. For full-service law firm. If you have any legal needs, they'll take care of you. As well as Utah County Credit Union, new sponsor here to KSL Sports Rewind this year, taking care of all of your banking needs at UCCU. Bishop Gorman to kick off. And this one will be sent, looking for the Uno. Of course, that's just an indoor, awfully close there. As corner will have it at their own 20-yard line. Third drive here coming up for the Chargers.
We haven't seen much of an attempt to establish a run game yet. Corner really has come out trying to pass the ball. So far, not very successfully. Do they come out and try to get some run game going? Try to get some yardage, keep that defense on the sideline for a little while, let them try to get some rest and make some adjustments. They've got to get a run game of some sort tonight.
That is Care in motion. Wilson looking to throw, and that was incomplete. Was looking the way, I believe, for Cash Dillon, the tight end. That pass was a little long.
Yeah, covered well from Cody DeCambra. Another one of the DBs in this backfield is committed to a big-time program. He's going to Oregon. So if any of the Duck fans are tuning in and watching, he's one to keep your eyes on. Number 24.
Second and 10 here for the Chargers. And there he is trying to establish that run game, but there's just nowhere to go. Swallowed up by the teeth of that Gorman defense. A number of players in on the tackle, including Faoa.
That looked like Gorman knew exactly what they were going to try to go for there. They brought the blitz right up the gap that they were trying to go to. Everybody on their assignments, nowhere to run. Stop short, and again, Corner Canyon's looking at a third and long situation.
Faoa, a young man committed to Boston College, and you talk about some of the great Gorman teams, and you think of guys like Natiote, went on to USC and further from there, but man, they've had great second-level defense, and it's been that way here tonight. Third and long, again, every drive has been third and long yardage for the Chargers. Wilson having to just evade the pressure and gets rid of it. And that incomplete, and it will bring another fourth down and a punt here for Corner Canyon.
You know, they're getting the third and long situations. Bishop Gorman's just pinning their ears back and coming at them with all kinds of heat. They trust their DBs downfield. They're matched up man-to-man. They're able to clamp down on these receivers. They're not getting anything to be open.
Now, intentional grounding here going to be the call, and this is interesting. You know, we are a Utah crew. We do a lot of Utah high school games. I had clarification on a rule being updated in Utah around grounding. And it was, and actually this is true here. So you got to be outside the tackle box, beyond the line of scrimmage. I think them saying he was inside that tackle box when he threw it, thus the grounding penalty and punting here from the end zone.
That's exactly right.
Branch retreating, trying to get the angle. Oh, nice move by Zach. Here comes Branch down the sideline to the 30. And a penalty flag here on the play.
We're going to get a second one for taunting. 2 flags on the play. It looks like they're going to have a blindside block and possibly one for taunting afterwards. But good example of Branch's athleticism and electricity. Stops on a dime, gets going real quick. Kid can turn it upfield, had a good return on a good kick. There was really good coverage, but couldn't make the tackle. He got downfield, but this is going to come back some distance because of these penalties against Gorman.
Yeah, so the blindside block, the first call, and then the dead ball, unsportsmanlike. So this will back up Gorman, what would have been great field position. Of course, the way the offense has moved the ball, don't know if it'll matter.
Right. We've got to see something out of Corner Canyon's defense. You know, talking about Earlier, we discussed the keys of this game, and we mentioned the offensive and defensive lines for Bishop Gorman. That touchdown run earlier, only a sophomore, SJ, but Gorman starts 2 sophomores on their offensive line, SJ as well as Doug Utu. Now you might think, why are they starting 2 sophomores? This is Gorman. This is a big-time program. It should be all juniors. Both those kids are sophomore preseason All-Americans and max preps. So Bishop Gorman was one of 3 schools in the country that had 3 kids on that preseason sophomore All-American list. 2 of them play on the offensive line for this team.
Bishop Gorman would have had it at the 30. The penalties back him up to their own 29 as this pass complete. Kapana on the reception. He'll pick up about 7 there. Nice gain there for Bishop Gorman. We hit 2 minutes left here in this opening quarter. 14-0. I mean, the other challenge here is Gorman's moved the ball so quickly. Corner, they haven't had a lot of time to make a lot of defensive adjustments.
They haven't had time on the sideline to even probably sit down and really go over things.
2nd and short. Alejado, he'll throw out Branch. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Zach Branch. Look, that's a great job by this Corner Canyon defense to contain it. But you see his electricity.
Kid is quick and then some. Yep, stops on a dime. You've got to break down. You've got to be in control to come up and make a tackle on that young man in the open field. They did a good job using the sideline to get him there. He doesn't really gain much extra, but you can see if this young man gets the ball in the open field, he's going to do damage throughout the year.
Be a 3rd and 3, and this might be the longest 3rd down that Bishop Gorman has faced here in this first quarter.
I think you're right. I think they've all been shorter than this.
Corner Canyon, the students traveled for this one. They're trying to cheer on their defense here. Alejado rolling to his right. He's got a man, and that was caught. He was down, but it is enough for a 1st down. Nice play there by Bishop Gorman. I thought that ball might have been just underthrown, but Edmond able to make the grab.
It was a great catch. Got his hands underneath it. Looked pretty good, but he was certainly down. Just a nice designed rollout play. He's got a couple options. Corner Canyon's defensive players came up, opened up stuff behind him. Easy little toss for him. Yeah. Danger there if they go back to it. If he makes a better throw, he had all kinds of space to run
so
in.
I think he actually had Trek deeper as well on an out route as well. 1st down. Alejado. Here is Trek making one man miss. The future Badger taking it across midfield to the 46.
Great blocking downfield, both by Rice as well as Harris. Picking up their mans, opening up a lane for the runner. Boy, they like to get that ball out into open space for their playmakers. They're doing a great job executing, and I still don't think there's been an incompletion.
Yeah, I can't think of one. Been dialed in. 20 seconds left here, opening quarter. Alejado buying time. Here is Trek. Taken down there by Borg. Another 1st down here for the Gaels.
You know, Corner's backfield did a great job covering the deep routes. That's where he was looking to start with. That's where he wanted to go. But Alejado, again, able to avoid the one person putting pressure on him, just sidesteps, steps out to the side, steps into the throw, hits the 2nd level receiver coming open, right on the money.
1st quarter complete. 14-0. Bishop Gorman leading Corner Canyon. Runs from Alejado and Rice have the Gaels in front after 1. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of Corner Canyon and Bishop Gorman only on KSLSports.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
college wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Welcome back. Start of the second quarter. Dane Stewart, Doug Henstrom with you. Doug, we were curious to see how Corner Canyon could hold up against Gorman, and I think right now they're looking for some answers here.
Yeah, Gorman's getting to do what they want to do. They're dictating everything in this game, every play, the tempo, and so forth. Corner Canyon's got knocked in the mouth. Let's see how they respond.
1st and 10 for the Gaels to start this second quarter. Alejado, look at the time, goes to Branch. What a grab. Zach again with the move.
He consistently makes the first guy miss. There was good coverage out there by Drew Patterson. Catches the ball, just makes a step. Second guy has to come in and clean it up.
Drew Patterson, kind of a do-it-all kid, right? Has played quarterback, has played running back, has played linebacker. You can put him in so many different places for this Corner Canyon side, offensively and defensively. And
fantastic athlete, strong, fast. One of the few players on this team that's going to see both action on both sides of the ball.
2nd and about 2 here for Bishop Gorman. On the ground, nice contact there behind the line of scrimmage.
Colbin Jackson, yeah. Jackson with a nice tackle coming up from a strong safety spot. But first down. Gorman is marching down the field again, and Corner Canyon isn't doing a whole lot to impede their progress.
And that's the thing about this Gorman offense is, look, they haven't looked for the glitzy 50-yarder, right? It's been, hey, we're going to just hit what's open, and at times that's been big plays. At times it's been underneath and break tackles. It's been a good formula. Over the middle, has a man, and Trek dropped it. Would have been 6.
Well, there's your first incompletion of the night, and it had nothing to do with the quarterback's throw because it was on the money, and he's walking into the end zone if he catches that. But the running back coming out of the backfield, that's Kakahuna just with the drop there.
Yeah, that's one he'd love to have back.
Oh, yeah.
And that middle of the field has been open tonight for Bishop Gorman. Corner probably fortunate that's not in the end zone.
Brought the safety up. The corner was outside. He had an inside release. He had all kinds of room, and he was seeing 6s on the board before he caught the ball.
Alejado rolling, pressured. Flag coming in here, and hey, how about nice play there by this Corner Canyon defense. Good coverage down the field, good pursuit there, and the flag here going to be a holding penalty as a comeback.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was Owen Board coming up off of the end and keeping that containment on the quarterback. Didn't let him get out to that rolling out position. Made him turn upfield and got held while that play was doing it. So draws the holding penalty. Corner Canyon's best defensive possession yet.
Yeah, and normally we've seen Alejado roll to his right. I think that's the first time we've seen him roll to his left. And you can see him trying to kind of set up and get his feet under him, but yeah, the holding penalty won't help.
And you wouldn't expect that out of a left-hander. You'd think they'd roll him to his left a little bit more, but it says a lot about him that he's that comfortable rolling to his right and throwing with his left, getting his feet set and doing it.
2nd and long after the penalty. They've got to get to the 12-yard line for a first down. 2nd down here. Oh. Screen, nicely read off the edge there. And then that defense flows and takes care of it. Coming up with the tackle was Tank Mitchell, but it was all the work done by the edge there on Cash Dillon to not fall for that fake.
Cash Dillon read it really quickly. Saw the early release from the offensive lineman, stopped in his tracks and tracked back, saw that screen play coming. And Aiden McDonald coming up from his corner position, helping Tank Mitchell with that tackle. Really good play, sound fundamental football. Cash Dillon's a kid we're going to talk a lot about. Multiple offers already for the junior defensive end. The next big stud defensive lineman coming out of Corner Canyon.
3rd down here for Gorman. Again, they've got to get down to the 12-yard line for the first. Alejado Alejado looking deep for Branch. Oh boy, and that one incomplete.
Ball seemed to kind of float there. Branch had to wait for it, couldn't quite get to it. That was great coverage by Ruben Ochiafi, safety for Corner Canyon, coming up on that play, making sure that he didn't come down with it. And for the first time tonight, Bishop Gorman's got a punt.
Yeah. That Corner Canyon defense assisted on the penalty, but hey, they'll take it. And they get a stop they desperately needed. High punt. That one, tell you, McCray Briggs was right there for corner, and that one didn't bounce far from Kronk. Doesn't touch him, and it'll be down inside the 20.
That was a horrible punt with a fantastic roll.
Yeah.
Good for them. Down to the 10-yard line. It landed about the 22-yard line. It only went about 20 yards in the air, but served them well. Corner Canyon's deep in their own territory. Down 14 points in the second quarter. Not a position Corner Canyon is used to being in. Can they dig themselves out of this hole offensively?
Well, and especially how do you handle that here when they haven't been able to establish much of a ground game? And penalty flags here. Looks to be on Bishop Gorman.
Well, I'm sure Corner Canyon will take that 5 yards and go with a 1st and 5 from their own 15-yard line. Looks like an offsides penalty on Gorman. Let's see what Coach Kerr has up his sleeve. They usually are so good at executing plays with precision, but they've got to give Isaac Wilson some time to deliver the ball.
Wilson looking to throw, running out of time, and goes down. Once again, it's Faoa coming up with the sack.
Well, that 5 yards they had just gained on the penalty, they just lost. It's going to be 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 11. Again, no one open downfield for him to throw it to. They tried early in the game a couple of screen passes that didn't work. They've got to be able to convert on some of those screen passes. That's a bread and butter play that is usually very successful for corner.
When we talk about how prolific this offense has been, they've averaged 46 points per game the last 2 seasons. And tonight it's just been hard to find traction.
Bringing the
pressure heat. Again, there is one of those screens. Gain there of a couple for Ogden.
House on that tackle, great read. His assignment was that back coming out of the backfield. He released, screenplay was executed well. Defense just made the play that they're expected to make. 3rd and long again for Corner Canyon.
Remember they had 1st and 5.
If the trends show, I would expect them here to go again, straight man coverage and bring some heat.
Wilson looking deep. Boy, I was thinking maybe miscommunication there. They're going to get a flag here on the play. They were looking down the field for Davies. And I think in coverage there was Jeremiah Hughes, the future LSU Tiger, going to draw the flag here.
Yeah, it just got tangled up there. Davies was trying to make that out cut where the ball was being thrown to, and he got held and couldn't do it. 2 different officials threw flags on that play. I think it was pretty clear cut that was an illegal contact downfield. 1st down for Corner Canyon. Is this their
I think it's their first down. Yeah, coming midway through the second. And it's one where, for me, I actually miscalled that because I said, hey, miscommunication, but that's how bad I think he got held up, right? Yeah. So the call there, you mentioned it, multiple flags, and it will move it up to the 25 here for the Chargers.
Well, sometimes you just got to throw the ball and hope for good things to happen.
Yeah.
A little I formation out of Corner Canyon.
I haven't seen this since the Don Eck days.
That's right. And
not
blocked
room.
Well.
Yeah, that was Patterson on the carry, and Drew, there's no room, a loss of 2 on the play.
Nowhere to go for that. Pretty much met as soon as he got the ball given to him. So that was a little different wrinkle from the Corner Canyon offense. We'll see what else they have. They're going to be using the tight end position a little bit more than they have in years past. They've got a couple of good big bodies in there. They've got a tight end in there now, again with the I formation.
They'll stay on the ground here. Patterson, a little bit of room, trying to burst that outside. He'll pick up about 5 yards on the carry and bring up a third down.
Yeah, their best run play so far tonight, 5-yard gain. That one was blocked well. Coming off the right side of the line of scrimmage, gets upfield into that second level.
Third down and 7 coming up here for Corner Canyon. Pressure, Wilson just looking up the sideline, was looking for Briggs, covered there by Hughes, incomplete, and he'll bring up a fourth down.
Well, it looked like the only two people that started that play on the Corner Canyon side of the ball was the center and the quarterback. I don't think that ball was supposed to be delivered at that time because nobody else moved, and all 4 of the defensive linemen for Gorman was in on Isaac Wilson. He just had to throw the ball away to save his life.
And my apologies, that was intended for Jackson Ames. We've got multiple numbers for Corner Canyon going tonight, so we're having to balance, and I looked at the defense instead of the offense. Is this punt a good one? Fair catch signaled for, taken at the 32. And Bishop Gorman will come out once again here, leading 14-0.
Well, let's see if Corner Canyon's defense can step up again. They were aided last time by a dropped pass and then some penalties. But they also made some good defensive stops and defensive plays. Started playing some fundamental football. It looks like we have a timeout on the field.
Timeout. We'll step aside, take it with them. Be back. 5:53 left here in the first half on KSLSports.com.
College wasn't built for me.
It didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time. Courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of VIEW.
Welcome back. Gorman starting at their own 32-yard line. Dane Stewart, Doug Henstrom with you. How about under center here for Gorman? They say you want to line up, we'll do it too. Rice with a nice carry as he's got the first down here for Bishop Gorman.
They're so good at making that first man miss, and then they're upfield, and they have speed that kills. Rice turning it up after he makes that first man miss, getting up the sideline for a first down.
Up near midfield to the 48-yard line. Alejado back in shotgun formation here. 5 receivers for the Gaels. Near side, Branch. Boy, that's one where eventually the pack kind of catches up to him. Able to gain a couple yards on the reception, but corner was there to stop it.
Good pursuit by the defense. He does make the first person miss, but as he continues to juke, there's too many people to evade all of them. He put a good move on Owen Borg there. Owen Borg got back to help assist with that tackle. Again, electric in space, and Gorman is going all for getting the ball to the hands of these players in space. Again, an empty backfield.
2nd and 7. Alejado stepping up. He's got room, staying behind the line of scrimmage. Borg coming down on him, and Owen makes the tackle. That's maybe the best defensive play we've seen by Corner Canyon here today.
Great coverage out in the flat on the one receiver that was out there where he was running. Coverage downfield broke that play down, made him scramble, and Owen Borg with the sure tackle coming up from deep, not letting him get anywhere. So now we've got a 3rd and 7, 8 yards for Gorman. This would be a big stop.
I was going to say, this feels like a big third down for Corner.
Corner Canyon needs to get a stop here.
The student section of the Chargers cheering them on. Third down. Got to get to the 42. And flag here. We've got to delay a game. So that'll back the Gaels up. What would have been a 3rd and 8 will be a 3rd and 13.
I don't know if it catches it on the TV, but you got to give a shout out to the Corner Canyon fans who have driven down here and are being heard. The student section is filled. It looks like they're in a whiteout tonight. They're being loud, so here they bring some noise on 3rd and long. Let's see if this defense can get a stop. Much needed stop.
5 receiver set. Alejado. Looking. We'll dump this to Branch. Branch has work to do. Branch gets a block. First down, Bishop Gorman. And Zach takes it to the 36-yard line. What a play by Zach Branch. First down, Gorman.
Again, put the ball in your playmaker's hands. He comes from the right side, crosses all the way over to the left, catches it shallow, stops on a dime, reverses direction. All the defensive flow going to him there. He outruns the defense, gets the edge, picks up the first down. Here they go.
And on those plays where we're talking about, that shiftiness and you just don't find that opening, that's why you love it, because on that play, it gets you the first, right?
Yes.
It's that same shiftiness that you're able to open up the lane, get help downfield, and move the chains on the ground.
Speed kills. That's just straight power football there, letting their offensive linemen just work on this Corner Canyon front 7, getting downfield 5 or 6 yards before he's even touched. Picked up 9 on the play.
Talk about how good Corner Canyon has been under Coach Kerr. How about this Bishop Gorman program? They won 10 straight state championships before losing in their regional final against Liberty to upset that in 2019, I believe. They won it again last year. They're favored this year. I mean, what a dominative run from Bishop Gorman over the last 10, 15 years here as they go down the field. This caught. Lofton, touchdown. Bishop Gorman.
Just a tight end dragging across the formation, deep behind the linebackers. They had another one in the flat that the linebacker went up on, opened up space. Great read by Alejado, put it right on the money, and his tight end walks into the end zone.
Elijah Lofton, 6'2", 220-pound junior tight end. Again, we talk about how Bishop Gorman has found success over the middle. It's Lofton this time. The point after, true, 21-0. Bishop Gorman. Corner had a chance to get him off. Yep. Had him 3rd and long. Yep. It's Zach Branch, and the drive ends up in the end zone.
Yeah, when you get opportunities like that, you've got to make plays and stop them because you're not going to get many opportunities like that. And we talked about how important of a play that was, and as soon as that play happened, yeah, Gorman didn't look back. Some power football, some basic route running, great execution by the offense. They're up 21-0. What a difference that feels compared to the possibility of just a 14-0, them punting and Corner having the ball possibly to end the half.
Well, because here's the thing, and Bishop Gorman fans are probably going to roll their eyes at this, and I'll apologize for that. This Corner Canyon team, you've mentioned it, Doug, they've scored at will the last several years.
Yes.
If their defense can start to settle in, can Corner get to 14? Maybe. Right? But when you give up a 3rd and 14 or whatever it was, and then it's 21-0, like what a deflating play that is for that Corner sideline, especially late in the half, right? Because I felt like the defense was starting to settle in. You give that up, and now it's 21-0.
Yeah, they had made some plays. They were in a pretty good position.
This into the end zone. And in case you're wondering, look at that facility, folks. It's one of the things, Bishop Gorman, if you ever get a chance to come down here, I love the Corner Canyon faithful that came. That's a high school facility, and I'll tell you, it's even more beautiful than it looks. What a facility here, and a beautiful skyline in the background. You get beautiful downtown Las Vegas. You have final approach at the airport, Harry Reid International. It's a beautiful sight line here at Bishop Gorman, and so grateful for Bishop Gorman having us and our sponsors for making it possible for us to come down here and cover this game on a beautiful Friday night.
What an amazing facility. I'll make one correction. This is a professional high school facility.
Yes.
They do it right. It's beautiful.
Wilson on first down, looking, stepping up, and nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Elijah Palmer, the future Hawaii Warrior, had his mitts on that, just dropped it.
battery, try to force it in there. Can't blame him for trying to do something.
Yeah.
Had some time, stepped up in the pocket, rolled out a little bit, didn't have anything else. Lucky with that one. Again, they can't have any turnovers. That's not going to help them any at all at this point in time.
Second down. And we've got whistles here. I think a false start.
Corner Canyon does them no favors, does themselves no favors with a false start penalty, moving it back. It looks like Gorman coming out in the defensive set here is just content to play some basic zone coverage, different than they've done so far in this game. Maybe they're just happy with keeping corner in front of them. Potentially they could use timeouts and get the ball back if they get the chance, but not going with that man-to-man coverage like they had earlier.
Wilson looking to the sideline here. Now to play that play clock dwindling here, and there is the flag. Kind of got the sense that was a little bit late for that call to come in, and did they get a timeout in?
Interesting, the ref's talking with Isaac Wilson about something right now. There was a flag thrown by the timing official.
I'm wondering if Isaac's saying, I don't have a play clock. I didn't see the back judge giving a signal.
You know, and I've got to admit, I've been looking and I have yet to find a play clock. No flag on the play.
And in fact, they waived that. Well, no,
there was no countdown by this back judge on those last 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure they. Yeah, so they did wave it off. 2nd and 15 here.
Oh.
Intercepted. The hit kind of jarred it loose, and now you've got an opportunity for a pick six. Reversing the field, and it's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bishop Gorman, Caleb Irvin.
Tip ball was thrown well. I couldn't see who it was that didn't bring that in, but that tip ball, and then great blocking downfield by the Gorman defense, and they get in the end zone for a pick six.
Boy, what a play by Irvin. How about the vision, too, to recognize the cutback opportunity and take it in. 27-0 Bishop Gorman here in the first.
Looks like Gorman was short a man on this PAT attempt, so they're going to take a timeout to get things set up. Timeout's called so they can get that set up for the PAT attempt, but how quickly this turned from a 14-0 game to what likely is going to be a 28-0 game. And there's still 2 minutes left in the half.
We mentioned our sponsors that make it possible for us to be here tonight. Want to thank UFP Hair Restoration, the premier hair restoration provider of the Intermountain West, with 3 hair restoration surgeons who specialize in both surgical and non-surgical treatments for hair loss. Learn more by visiting utahhairmd.com or call 801-776-2220 to schedule a consultation today. Point after here for Gorman off the pick six. And the kick is pure. 28-0. It is all Gaels here at Fertitta Field.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
welcome back. This kick into the end zone, no return.
Corner Canyon is not in a position that they're used to. This is the flip of the coin for Corner Canyon. They're used to being on the other side of a beat down in the first half like they're receiving right now. But you got to come out and continue to execute.
In fact, I mean, when you talk about this Corner Canyon team, I know we're approaching half, so, you know, but this is the fewest points they've scored since 2015. I mean, that's just, again, this is an uncomfortable situation, not one they've been accustomed to for almost a decade.
The number 6 team in the nation coming out and playing like the number 6 team in the nation should play.
First down. Wilson, there is one of those screens. Nice run there after the catch put on by Trevor Ogden. First down.
Maybe the longest play from scrimmage that wasn't a penalty from Corner Canyon.
Yeah.
If memory serves. Again, Gorman content to come out and, well, no, it looks like they might roll up into some man-to-man here again.
First down. Looking up the sideline. Trying for the one-handed catch. Good coverage there by Hughes as they were looking there for Bridger Davies.
Big-bodied receiver out there one-on-one, just couldn't bring it down with that single hand. Well-thrown ball. Penalty flag in the backfield. Roughing the passer is the call.
So a costly penalty there on the Gaels will give Corner Canyon another first down. Boy, this is going to be into Bishop Gorman territory.
This is the first time
we
crossed the 50-yard line?
Yeah.
Better than BYU against LSU a few years ago. Sorry to bring back that painful memory for you BYU fans out there. It is what it is.
You're running risk of upsetting half of our viewers right now, Doug. Of course, Doug, a former BYU football player.
Hey, sad truth and reality, but truth is truth. All right, can we at least get into field goal range?
That's Kerr in motion. I don't think, well, Kerr will have the reception there. I was just going to say, I don't know if we've seen a reception, maybe one, and the late hit here going to be the call, so they'll tack on more yardage. And that's one where, look, I kind of feel for Elijah Palmer because I'm always like, that's such a quick play on the sideline, but it's also been a rule in play for years, and you've had to get accustomed to how you play with that rule in place. And there is contact there beyond the white line.
And they've called it more and more, and it's been more consistently called over the last few years because of injuries, because of things that they want to prevent. You just have to tag off. He's going out of bounds. You just got to make sure he's out of bounds. Can't be hitting him. So another costly penalty moves them deep into Gorman territory for the first time.
And I think some of it just is, it is harder to play defense. Can you imagine playing DB in today's football?
I would not want to.
It's hard.
Everything's geared for the offense.
Yeah.
You are hamstrung so many ways on defense.
Just the way Coach Kerr likes it, I'm sure.
It suits his offense well, that's for sure.
First down. Little screen again. Room up the middle. Oh, nice play there for Corner Canyon as they caught that aggressive defense, and Ogden takes it inside the red zone for the first time tonight. It'll be first and goal.
Not an easy catch. Throw was a little bit low, but he caught it. All of his linemen were out in front of him. They had a perfect play call for the defense that they were running against him, and there was all kinds of room to run. He executed it.
We got a timeout here taken by Gorman. They recognize donut on the scoreboard here and trying to kind of get that defense reset here. And I don't want to give Corner Canyon any positive momentum heading in to the locker room here at the break.
Corner Canyon likes to do some things down here in the red zone with their inside receivers breaking out to the corners. And that you can do against many teams. That might be dangerous against this team because of the athleticism in the backfield.
How do you try to attack here in a first and goal situation? I mean, I would guess that the screen probably doesn't have the same effect at this position of the field, right?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, I expect Gorman to come back out and man it up. They've been doing some man here with a free safety down the middle. Okay, if you can take a lot of that and execute some sort of run play, whether it's a delay, whether it's a draw, whether the quarterback is an often featured running aspect to the Eric Kerr offense. Do you dare run on a draw play of some sort? Your quarterback here, Isaac Wilson. We've seen that a lot from his offense in the past, and let's see if maybe that's something to do right up the middle if they can get around that front four.
They do have Ogden in the backfield here on first down. As Wilson will check over to the sideline here. Now the Gorman stands trying to make some noise for their defense. Wilson looking end zone, incomplete. Was trying to get it to Quinn Hill, the senior receiver, and just couldn't quite get high enough to reel that in.
Yeah, like we mentioned before, that inside slot receiver with an out-breaking route. Ball was just too high for him, had a chance. Second down from the 10-yard line. Keeps the single running back in play.
Wilson, there is that draw.
There's that draw.
Cutting back inside. Isaac inside the 5 to the 2. Boy, nice run there by Isaac. Took a pop at the end, but pops right up. And a timeout here going to be taken by Corner Canyon to stop that clock here, 36 seconds to go.
Well, there it is, that quarterback draw from Isaac Wilson. You see some of the shiftiness and some of the athleticism out of him that many people are familiar with, that his older brother Zach Wilson had. He's got some shake in there, made some people miss. That was kind of bottled up to begin with, able to get down to what, the 1-2 yard line. So we're looking at third and short. Such a stout defense. Field is shorter. They're going to be man press. Do you trust your running game? Can you get a block or two that can spring your running back? I think they'll do that. My guess is they'll bring in Drew Patterson here. He's probably the biggest, strongest, most physical of their running backs. Very athletic, and if they want to run here, I'd look for number 8 to potentially come on the field and either take the ball or at least be faked to it.
I'll tell you right now, Fa'oa is being helped off here during this timeout. He was kind of a little gimpy, called for trainers to come over. They're kind of helping him here. And that's number 10 for Bishop Gorman. He's had a great game today. He was one of their top tacklers last year, had 13 tackles for a loss. And, boy, they're kind of holding that left arm, I believe. And we certainly hope that he'll be okay. He's been a difference maker for him here in this first half.
Yeah, the Boston College commit is certainly holding that left arm in a very ginger fashion. The trainers are actually helping support it for him. That doesn't look good for him.
Third and goal for the Chargers, trying to get their first points of the night. Wilson looking, caught, and he gets it in. Touchdown, Corner Canyon. And how about Tate Carr stretching it over the goal line for the touchdown. And we've got another injury here in the back of the end zone for Gorman. And Justin Rhett. That would be a big one. Regardless, Corner Canyon finds the end zone.
What a great pass and catch. He was well covered. Wilson put the ball where only his guy could get it. Be able to get that ball and stretch it out over the end zone line.
Yeah, Justin Rhett is, I mean, he's on his feet and he's trying to kind of get off here a little bit. The future UGA Bulldog.
Yeah, one of another DBs. Yeah, where's he coming to? Oh, only the defending national champion Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah,
that's where that young man's going.
Able to come off here. He's trying to kind of fight through that. He didn't really want to come off, but he is now on the sideline. And I think that looks like cramps.
Yep.
Yeah, it
like
is hot. It's 100+ degrees here today. And corner here trying for the point after. Kick is up. Good. And the Chargers score late in the half to get on the board. 28-7. Bishop Gorman with the lead.
Well, good for Corner Canyon, showing some life, not backing down, getting out of, at least into this first half, going into halftime without being shut out. That says a lot about them.
Yeah.
The offense can take that into the halftime. Now they've got to cover this kick,
Well, that's the
we
thing.
know what these returners are capable of.
Yep.
Got to cover the kick and not give Gorman anything else to celebrate in this half. Go into halftime with a little bit of momentum.
I don't think Gorman has any more timeouts, but you can navigate the field to still get down, right? 32 seconds is a lot of time with the clock ruling. And so, I mean, to your point, right, you don't want to do all that work to get in the end zone. You finally feel good. You don't want to give something up here late if you're Corner Canyon's defense.
Yeah, when you're going up against a team like this that's so good, yeah, you've got to ask yourself, did Corner Canyon score too early?
32 seconds left.
I don't think so. And let's see what Gorman decides to do with it. First things first, you got to cover the kickoff.
Yep.
Don't take that for granted with those kind of playmakers back there.
See, I know this is easier said than done. I just kick it in the end zone every time, right? Like,
that's right.
Just boot it.
Let's see if Rasmussen can do that.
Boy, were they trying for the onside there? And it's not going to go 10 yards. In fact, it might lose yards. They'll get the flag there and not what was intended. I'm sure it's going to be a short field. And I don't know if it was an intentional onside or if it went off the side of the foot. But
no, that was an intentional onside. Hoping to catch him sleeping. It's a good, decent situation to do that in. I didn't expect that. I don't know that anybody else here expected it. It was not well executed. Let's put it that way. I think the ball rolled about 4 yards and went out of bounds.
So it's going to be a short field here for Bishop Gorman and this offense.
This is dangerous.
And maybe if you're corner, you feel like, hey, we got to get some spark going, right? I mean, it's 3-possession game right here. Like,
what does it hurt, I guess? I mean, yeah.
Gorman gets the second half kickoff, so.
Again, coming out with a no backs look, 5 wides, spreading this field, 32 seconds to play with.
Alejado looking, boy, sees the room on the left side. Micah will get out of bounds, be chased out of bounds there by Brinton. A gain there of about 8.
Alejado, not a big guy, only 5'10", 170 pounds, but quick and elusive. What you like to see out of a quarterback that can scramble, make people miss, get upfield, gains 8 yards. Stops the clock, 23 seconds to go.
I mean, the best thing there, if you're Corner Canyon, that took 9 seconds off.
That's right.
Right?
If you're Corner Canyon, you've got to hold them here. Tackle them in the field of play.
5 wide again here for the Gaels. Micah, pressure, stepping up. He gets this away. Caught. Boy, back to the inside. How about that pop? Coming back to make the hit was Dave Brinton for Corner Canyon.
Great job by the middle backer tracking back on that pass. Heck of a hit. First down, stops the clock.
And they did have one timeout. I didn't see it on the scoreboard, but they do grant a timeout here for corner, so I must have just missed it. My eyes are getting a little bit older. As is my old hairline, right? My old hairline is receding a little bit, and it's why we have the experts at Utah Facial Plastics Hair Restoration, the premier hair restoration provider of the Intermountain West, with 3 hair restoration surgeons who specialize in both surgical and non-surgical treatments for hair loss. Learn more by visiting utahhairmd.com or call 801-776-2220 to schedule a consultation today. Also want to thank Heidemann & Associates, a full-service law firm with locations throughout the state of Utah. In case you have any legal needs, they can take care of you, be it business, personal. Call 801-754-4240 for a free consultation from Heidemann & Associates. First down at the 23 here for Bishop Gorman.
A little bit of a tight formation out here on the right side. How does corner cover this?
Branch is on the outside. Thought he might be going to the corner. He is now going deep, and that was deflected. Boy, big play made defensively there by Tuafi.
Right.
Because that looked like a touchdown for Bishop Gorman.
That was there. Ruben tracking back, got a hand on it before it got to the receiver. There's a flag on the play. Back in the backfield. Holding against Gorman.
Well, we started to see the penalties add up here for Gorman in the second quarter.
Yeah, we talked about that at the start of the game, limiting mistakes and errors, mental mistakes, penalties. They did really well in the first couple drives, but since then there have been some consistencies with picking up penalties here and there. But credit to Corner's defense for forcing that play and drawing the holds. I think Corner's defensive front is playing with more confidence and more physicality.
It's a costly penalty. It's a spot penalty, so it backs them all the way up as they give it to Branch, looking for the sideline, out of play with 4 seconds to go here. So one more play coming up here for the Gaels. And looks like they're going to go for the 3 here as the field goal unit comes out. And so it'll be Gunnar Myro, the senior kicker. This is going to be a long one. 48-yard try here for Gunnar.
48?
48. The kick is up. It's got the distance, and no, it does not. It is short. It was just short of the crossbar.
Short.
It looked like it had the distance, and then it just
fell
trailed
short.
off.
That couldn't have been short by much because
No.
it looked pretty good from here. Certainly accurate, but just a yard or 2 short. That ends the half. Corner Canyon with a little bit of momentum, scores a touchdown, gets a defensive stop, even though they gave him great field position. Going in the half down 28-7.
28-7, Bishop Gorman leading Corner Canyon at the break. You're watching it live on KSLSports.com. And welcome back here to Las Vegas, Nevada. Bishop Gorman, Corner Canyon, premier programs, Utah and Nevada going head-to-head. And after the first half, it's Bishop Gorman leading Corner Canyon 28-7. Dane Stewart, Doug Henstrom with you here. Doug, Bishop Gorman came out firing on all cylinders, offensively, defensively. Corner gets a late touchdown. I feel like that maybe gives them some extra confidence in the second half, where first half it maybe felt like it took them a while to kind of find their footing here.
Yeah, they definitely did offensively. The thing that I would do if I were the coaches, you going into that halftime and you can tell your team, listen, we didn't come out and start well, but we progressively got better, especially on the defensive side of the ball as the half went on. It became harder for them to get a score. They got 1 defensive score, so they give up 2 scores on defense the first quarter. They give up only 1 in the second half, or the second quarter. Defensively, I saw them more energy, flying around, more confidence, more physicality, making plays over the field. They haven't given up a big play.
Right.
They've kept everything in front of them nicely, so they need to continue to do that. And in some ways, Bishop Gorman has shot themselves in the foot with some turnovers that have taken them out of field position, hurt them a little bit. If you can help Gorman make some mistakes by playing sound defense, and then the offensive side of the ball, you've just got to start executing. People have got to get off their defenders. They've got to get open. Isaac Wilson's got to have somebody to throw it to. He made a great throw on that touchdown. Great catch by Take Care. Offensively, you got to start executing more than just a screen pass, which has worked to some effect. If you could get a little bit of run going, getting something over the middle. If he can have some time to see somebody over the middle and hit him. Isaac Wilson is a phenomenal quarterback. He can deliver the ball. Let him.
We talked about Bishop Gorman and all the hype about this team, and so many players with high-level D1 offers. A couple injuries late in that first half. You wonder if we'll see those guys come out here in the second half. But really, Gorman's lived up to the billing with what we saw from them in that first half.
Yes, they did. And it looks like they're ready for an onside kick to start the second half, just in case. But, what they're going up against, 20 out of 22 Bishop Gorman starters have D1 football offers. So that's what they're going up against.
Just phenomenal. As this kick will be returned from the 6, looking up the middle. Nice little scene there originally is kind of grabbed and wrangled down there by this Corner Canyon special teams unit. And Bishop Gorman will come out at the 27 to start the second half.
Good coverage downfield to start the half. Boy, it would mean a lot for Corner Canyon to get some sort of stop. They haven't been really close to giving any turnovers. Gorman is executing at a phenomenal efficiency. What can they do defensively to maybe gum up the works there for him?
Yeah, and really, Micah Alejado, we talked about his sophomore year last year. I had high expectations. He's been accurate. He's been decisive. He's even ran a little bit. They'll start on the ground here with Rice, who, there's some cheering on that corner side, but Rice also just gained 6 yards. I mean, it's just what Bishop Gorman has done here in this game here tonight.
That's exactly right. They're celebrating what they did, and it was a good stop compared to so many other things. It was a good play. Colbin Jackson got in there early, just wasn't able to completely bring him down until he got help, and so he gets 5 yards out of it.
What has impressed you most about Alejado tonight for Bishop Gorman, the
His
quarterback?
accuracy. His accuracy is real. In all kinds. Now, they've given him a lot of easy kind of swing passes and, things to complete there, but his accuracy has been very impressive.
He'll look to throw on second down, stepping up, look at the room. Micah trying to get outside here. Good flow by that Corner Canyon defense as he'll be stopped for no gain. That's good coverage.
That's good coverage downfield, and that's a great job by Drew Patterson coming up from the outside position, staying outside the quarterback, not letting him get that corner. He set that edge on that scramble. He maybe loses a yard on that. One thing I have noticed out of Alejado is that once he tucks it, he's looking to run. He hasn't tucked it much and then kept his eyes downfield for open guys. So good job by the defense making him step up in the pocket and start to scramble. Let's see if Corner Canyon can get a stop here on third down.
Rice in the backfield here for the Gaels. Micah over the middle, caught by Branch. And Branch up near midfield. The coverage was there by Jackson, but boy, he went down in a hurry, and he's still down here holding that left leg.
Went down awkwardly covering that pass because he was in good position, but as he came up to make a play, he got turned around a little bit. I don't know if that knee gave out on him.
They're going to come
That's
out.
a shame to see the starting strong safety, Colbin Jackson, down on the field with trainers attending to him.
Yeah, and they are looking at that knee. Not a good sign. We talk about for corner, you're wanting to stay healthy in a game like this. And right here, a pivotal player down on the turf will step aside as they have a look here at the senior, Colbin Jackson, and we'll be back.
money in the end zone. Touchdown, Gorman.
Our apologies on the injury. We had an audio glitch. That touchdown scored by the Gaels. Kick is up. It's good. 35-7 as it was Trek Kakahuna on the reception. And all Gorman here in the contest as that offense continuing to flex its muscle here at home in week 1 for the Gaels.
Strong opening drive for them coming out of the half. Corner Canyon's offense hasn't seen the field yet. Certainly took longer because of the injury. Just how deflating is that to the team? Just how hampering is that to the defensive backfield executing the defense that they want to do? Let's see what the offense has coming out.
Caught off the bounce. At his own 5, looking up the left side. This taken up to the 25, able to slip a tackle. Room on the near side here for McDonald. McDonald up to the 45-yard line. Solid return before being brought down by Dion Gill.
Great job by Aiden. Gets hit, doesn't go down, keeps his balance. Very steady, well-balanced athlete. Gets spun around, changes direction, gets upfield for another 20, 25 yards on that kick return. So Corner Canyon gets to start this possession in their best opening field possession of the game, or opening field position of any possession for this game. And again, they're going to start with a little tight bunch formation out of their receivers. Out.
Wilson over the middle, intercepted. No, wow, what a pick. Jeremiah Hughes, the future LSU Tiger, able to pick off Isaac Wilson.
Not an accurate pass by any means. Couldn't tell if that ball maybe slipped or got tipped. Didn't look like it, kind of fluttered as it came out. Nevertheless, great play by the DB. And Bishop Gorman gets the ball right back on their side of the field. One playing out for Corner Canyon's offense. The defense is right back out on that field.
Here's the thing, if you're corner, this is the best team you'll play.
No question.
Right? So, I mean, this is, if you're going to have that kind of a play, you'd rather get it done week 1 here out of state, right? Or week 2 here out of state for the Chargers. But, man, it's just been a tough night as Bishop Gorman under center on the ground. Strong, hard run there by Kaapana. Gain of 8.
Left side of that offensive line inflicting their will on Corner Canyon's defensive line there. You're noticing that Corner Canyon is starting to rotate a few more defensive players in and out. Certainly these guys are getting worn down. You got to worry about cramps that some of them have already started having. We're seeing some fresh bodies in there. How do these newer players step up and make plays?
Back under center here. Alejado giving off again. Boy, strong burst there on the carry for Kaapana. First down.
Strong old line. We mentioned it earlier. It's led by number 56, Zach Yamauchi. He's a Stanford commit, leading the way there, but other players on that line who will certainly be playing college ball.
First down. Boy, he's got a man deep. Micah dialing it up to the end zone. Touchdown, Gorman. Oh, what a throw and what a grab as it's Jalen Edmond in the end zone for 6.
Well, they recognize the man-to-man coverage out on the sides. Corner Canyon hasn't executed that a lot this game, but he certainly had one-on-one and got past Aiden deep. What a throw, though.
No kidding.
Over the shoulder, great hands, nice concentration. That's a big-time catch.
Kick is up, good. 42-7. All Gorman. Wow.
Wow is right. You're watching a great high school football team execute at a high level. And I would suspect sometime pretty soon we start to see the next level of the Bishop Gorman team start to execute or try to execute.
You know, we've talked about this game and Bishop Gorman, and they've kind of taken what the defense have given them. And that one, I mean, you could see it early on, right? The burst that Edmonds had, DB wasn't ready. It's like, okay, this is a problem. But we've really kind of seen Alejado today with some of the shorter passes, and that one he shows, hey, I can throw a good deep ball too. That's a beautiful throw.
Well coached, you know, he's given what the defense has given him, and that's because the defense has been giving him that underneath stuff much of the game, or those swing passes that they're doing so much earlier. But again, this time they lined up a little bit differently. He recognized that, and full confidence in his man to make that play.
Just a junior. Young man has a couple of D1 offers. I would expect that list to grow longer as the season progresses for Micah Alejado. You know, we talked about his corner comes back out on the field. The quarterback factory that has been, obviously Zach Wilson, the older brother of Isaac, playing for the New York Jets, 3-year starter at BYU. You know, it really started with Zach. In fact, the last game corner lost before last year was Zach's senior year, a semifinal game. They lost by 1. And then it was Cole Hagan, who went undefeated for 2 years at the quarterback position. Then they had Jackson Dart, now with Ole Miss. Cody Hagan, by the way, is at BYU, Brigham Young University right now. Then it went to Jackson Dart, his 1 year. He's now at Ole Miss, was USC last year. Then last year you had Devin Brown, now an Ohio State Buckeye. I mean, this has been a factory. And it's why we talk about the quarterbacks that have played under Coach Eric Kerr and Isaac. I know it's been a tough night for him. But, man, so much expectations with his brother and in this program, and obviously him coming up through the youth programs and over the years. And hasn't been a night that he'll love, but the experience tonight, this is the best defense he'll face, and certainly opportunities for him to learn and take that next step in his development.
This is his opportunity. This is his team for the next 2 years. This is a chance for him to leave his mark. He hasn't had a lot of help tonight.
And it's been the tough thing. He really hasn't had a lot of time. As he's got time here, he's looking to go deep. Trouble, and that ball incomplete. Was looking for Care, and we talked about Take Care in the open, had over 200 yards receiving in their week 1 win against Harriman, but it's been tough for them to get the ball to number 2 tonight.
Really the first long downfield attempt, but that was thrown into double coverage. Lucky it wasn't picked off. Good for them to trying. I like to see that. I'd like to see him continue to play with confidence, because he has every reason in the world to play with confidence. He is that good. That quarterback factory that you just mentioned continued a winning streak that tied the Utah State record for consecutive wins in a row without a loss, multiple state championships. What we're seeing, well, I'll get to that after this plays.
3rd and 4 here for Corner Canyon. Looking for Care, incomplete, as a flag here on the play. It was Palmer in coverage.
Yeah, he grabbed him when Take Care made that out cut. It looked like he grabbed him, and that was it. That's why he was able to get into space and why Care wasn't able to get to that ball.
It is a running clock here. Man, Corner Canyon has not had a running clock on them since the 2014 playoffs in a loss against Roy. Again, that was a former staff and group. I mean, that's a long time ago. Talking 8 years.
What I was going to say earlier is, you know, what we're witnessing here is the difference between these two programs. Corner Canyon, as many of the Utah fans know, people up in Utah know that Corner Canyon has consistently put players into the college ranks year after year.
Yeah.
They do as good a job as anybody, and big-time players. Bishop Gorman not only puts that many more players in the college rank, but then those players are NFL players. You got historic players like Ronnie Stanley, the great offensive lineman for the Ravens. You got DeMarco Murray, a former NFL rushing yards leader for the Cowboys and Eagles. You've got NFL talent, and you've got big time players in the college ranks that come from this program. And when you get a nucleus of players that are that good, as I mentioned earlier, 20 out of the 22 starters have D1 offers.
Yeah.
You know, Corner Canyon, there's maybe a half a dozen, if that.
Well, and I think, it's a program that 2 years ago in 2020, and look, that was COVID. There were a lot of states that were not playing football. Utah did.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart lit the high school scene on fire that year.
National Player of the Year.
Yeah, and it was one where they were, by many people's accounts, a top 15, top 10 team nationally, right?
Yes.
And you talk about sending guys. I mean, you think of Jackson Light, young man who's up at Oregon, right? Played as a freshman. You think of Hagan was on that team. He's now at BYU.
Van Fillinger, the defensive lineman at the University of Utah.
Yep. You also had Taggart. I mean, there's so many
Taggart
guys.
At Oregon.
And
that's a good run.
Yeah, this is a nice one. That is Patterson. We talked about him.
Drew Patterson.
Utility guy. Running out of the backfield.
Gorman still has a lot of their first team defense out there. They're not pulling them yet. They're still playing the game and playing it to their highest level. I like to see that executed run. That was nice. Both linemen got around the edge, led the way. Patterson was patient, let them set up their blocks, and then got the yardage.
First down. Staying on the ground with Patterson. Drew able to surge ahead. Nice runs back-to-back there for the senior.
One of the really good things that could come out of this is if Corner Canyon could establish the run game and give themselves confidence going forward. You're still playing against their studs on defense. Get the run game going. Give yourself some confidence. And these guys have every reason to come out and have a little chip on their shoulder. They're getting run off the field score-wise, so there's no reason to not try to pound it down their throat and gain some confidence for yourself.
Well, you mentioned that. I mean, we talked about the win last week against Harriman, 45-7. 450 yards through the air for Isaac, 6 touchdowns, no picks, but just 70 yards rushing as a team.
Yes.
That was the team rushing number was 70, and it was like, oh boy, you're going to have to establish that run at some point here in week 2. Oh, what a ball.
Great throw.
That's what people think of when they think of Isaac, or throws like that, just right over that linebacker into Care.
Great coverage from one hash to the opposite side of the field. Some people would say that's a throw that nobody should throw in high school. And you know what? Most high school quarterbacks should have no business even thinking about making that throw. This kid is special. He's got arm talent. He can make that throw. Great catch by Take Care.
Corner Canyon here moving the footballs. We're inside of a minute to go here in the third. And Gorman able to stay.
Thought he jumped over.
I thought he did too. Pressure coming from Gorman. Looking for that screen. Patterson had it bobbling. Ooh, boy.
That ball was loose. If he could have come down with that cleanly and he gets one block, there's a lot of space out there. He might be walking into the end zone there.
And yet it was almost a hook and ladder to the wrong team. Inadvertent, right? I mean, that ball came out. I was like, uh-oh. There's a lot of blue and orange around that.
Boy, that ball was in the air too long.
Yes.
For Corner Canyon's comfort.
Chargers don't have to run a play here as we're down to the final 5 seconds, and I think we'll take it to the fourth. A pair of Gale touchdowns has it 42-7, all Bishop Gorman here at Fertitta Field. Fourth quarter coming up next when we come back. Welcome back. Start of the fourth quarter. Corner Canyon driving here, looking for more good news. And what's been a one-sided contest for the Gales.
Yeah, man-to-man coverage down here at the bottom of your screen. Bridger Davies, can he get off the man press and potentially get up that sideline?
Wilson looking to keep it, runs right into that defense, and this is Otis with the tackle. Young man had 17 TFLs last year, and he racks up one here early in 22.
Another player on this team who is committed to the University of Hawaii. They got a few of them going to Hawaii. Third down and long for Corner Canyon. Can they pick up this first down? And if not, do they go for it on fourth down?
I mean, it's 2-down territory, right, Doug?
Definitely. Bringing some heat.
Wilson looking, incomplete. No,
there is
a flag here. That near side official was not going to throw it. It was Justin Rhett in on coverage, but the back judge there with the flag.
The Bishop Gorman fans certainly aren't happy with that call.
Yeah.
The nearest official didn't throw his flag. That back judge did. I agree with the call. It looked like he was getting held. Couldn't get out of his break. That was Justin Rhett on the coverage. He's the Georgia commit. Cramping earlier, but obviously back in the game, playing at a high level. He definitely doesn't agree with that call. As a former cornerback, I can feel his pain. Cornerbacks never actually commit personal or pass interference penalties. I can say that from experience.
I was going to say, that does sound like a DB right there.
It doesn't. It's a non-existent. It's a phantom call by referees as far as us DBs are concerned.
First down here for the Chargers. Again, penalties assisting this drive.
Yep.
Assisted their lone touchdown drive of the night. And we've got penalty flags here. And this one's going to be on the Gaels as well. Offside.
Lining up in the neutral zone, it looks like. Referees telling the coaches back here on the Gorman side what exactly is going on. Helping them understand what they need to tell their players to do.
5-yarder. Be 1st and 5.
Take our tight end, take the Corner Canyon tight end out, bring the receiver back in. So we got 4 wides. Wouldn't be surprised by a heavy dose of Drew Patterson here.
Wilson, low snap, able to corral it. Looking. Boy, how about great discipline there, staying at home, as I think it was Jaden House that was just waiting.
Yep. It was almost as if he was spying on the quarterback, just waiting for him to come up the middle. Great coverage downfield. He had nowhere to throw it. Clock continues to wind down. A little under 8.5 minutes to go. 2nd and 6 for Corner Canyon Chargers on the 10-yard line for Gorman. Empty backfield. 5 receivers in this formation, including a bunch set up top.
Yeah, really tight here. Wilson.
He's got him in the flat, and it's outside.
Yeah, a couple yards out in front there of Warburton. Brings up a 3rd down here for Corner Canyon.
Still 4th down territory, or would you kick a field goal?
Yeah, I go for it.
Yeah.
I mean,
what do you have to lose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is about getting experience, right?
Yeah. Executing in tough circumstances.
For those of you wondering, I mean, we talk about Corner Canyon. There's expectations for them to compete in 6A for a state championship this year. Skyridge is a region rival this year. They had a 42-0 win over, or it was 42-0 last check against East, which is a Utah power as well. So they're going to have to deal with really good defenses. This is great game practice, situational they're going to need later on this year. 3rd down. Oh, boy, Drew Patterson paid the price on that one. Quincy Davis coming up and introducing himself.
What a great read by the middle linebacker. That was a screen pass all the way. They've seen it a number of times. They recognized it. And he didn't get touched.
I'm wondering, Drew Patterson, we talk about he's played quarterback, wondering if he is wishing he had one of those abdomen bands on that play, because he took a licking.
He's going to feel that tomorrow.
4th down, Bishop Gorman trying to pump in some noise here. Fans trying to cheer it on. He's a little slow here. Getting to the line are the Chargers. Pressure coming from Gorman. Wilson hit as he throws. Deflected, incomplete, was looking for care. Elijah Palmer in coverage, and Tate just couldn't quite catch up to it.
Well, and as Gorman has done on defense for most of the game, 3rd and long situations, this time a 4th and long situation, bring the house, too many men to block. Your DBs are out there on one-on-one coverage, but they can do that.
Yeah.
They executed it well. You know, Isaac got rid of the ball. Care was well covered. Unfortunately, they don't come away with any points, and that's running up against a buzzsaw of a defense that executed really well there.
Again, running clock here due to the score, and so this 4th quarter just flying along. 5:20 to go here in regulation. Number 6th ranked Gaels going on the ground here with the carry is Miles Norman. Able to take it ahead for a gain of 6, a gain of 5.
Looks like we have our 2nd quarterback of the night. Berg Parker is in for the Gaels. 6'3" senior. And Alejado's night might be done.
Yeah, we don't have official stats for Alejado, but productive. Productive to say the least.
And efficient, extremely efficient.
Yeah. 2nd down. Parker the throw. That caught. Space ahead. Through a tackle. Edmond still on his feet and finally roped down. As a penalty flag here going to come in.
Might be a horse collar tackle.
That's what
or
I was kind of wondering.
A face mask.
And then it looked like the Corner Canyon player kind of got ran over late. The bench there, I think, wanted something, and I thought that was a good no call. And
personal foul on the Gaels. I couldn't see exactly what was done. Take that back 15 yards. I don't know. Helmet to helmet block potentially?
Maybe.
Couldn't understand that signal from the referee there.
It's hard for me to see that, and so that's my bad. But, we'll back it up to the 19.
And that was a tipped ball that for all purposes shouldn't be caught. Still got to the receiver, made a big play out of it, was trying to make a bigger play out of it, lost yards, and then the penalty brings it back even further.
1st and 10. On the ground. Lane up the left side, slipped through one tackle as McCray Briggs with the tackle. Kronk making the nice play there for the Chargers and eliminating what could have been a potentially long touchdown run. There was a lot of space in front of the Gaels there.
Yep. Got to make those tackles, focus on the fundamentals. If you're in there, execute at a high level, especially if you want to stay in there.
First down.
Swing pass.
I'll throw it out with Herman. Up near midfield. Borgen on the tackle, as is, I think, Jaron Allen. There's 3 number 4, so we're going to go with Jaron, the DB. Okay.
That's Jaron Allen. Owen Borg's been all over the field tonight.
Yes, he has.
He's going to be tired at the end of this game. You know, Corner Canyon's had some things shown to them where they can work on in a number of different areas, and there's no doubt Eric Clare coach team is going to do that. They're going to come back bigger and better and stronger and more disciplined and do things the right way.
Back on the ground here once again, Miles Norman with the carry.
Flag.
Inside of 2 minutes to go here. Face mask penalty here on corner. One of the rare Charger penalties on the night.
Yeah. It's a silver lining to look to if you're the Chargers.
You know, I don't know. Maybe this won't land well. You know what they say about Vegas? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. This is one where it's like,
There
guys,
you go.
just look, we had the experience. That's not who we are. Move on, right?
that's
Week
right.
3 is a new week and a new season up for the Chargers. But a great experience for them here tonight. And I think Gorman just showed there every bit what the expectations were for this group.
They are. Their experience showed. A little bit of inexperience from Corner Canyon showed.
Another run there by Norman. Takes us to 50 seconds left. Just one more play to be ran.
Well, this has been a treat for me to be able to jump in here with the KSL Rewind team. It's a dream come true for a guy like me to be able to come up here to the booth, take it in with a professional like Dane Stewart, have the opportunity to do this in an amazing setting, an amazing facility against an amazing school, great team. Support our local Utah teams. It's great to see 3 of them tonight playing out of state. One of them having some success, it looked like, according to the scores that we saw earlier. But this is what you do. You play against these good teams for this experience.
And it helps grow and strengthen your program, right? And as this game's trying to grow in Utah, it's all the better. Great run down there from behind. And that will do it. Bishop Gorman started strong, finished strong, 42-7. The final score. Doug, your final thoughts and a player of the game.
Well, my final thoughts are that Corner Canyon came down. I think they were a little tentative at first, but I think the bigger thing is that Gorman just executed at a very high level to start out with, no matter what Corner was doing. I think Gorman just showed that they've got the players, they've got the coaches to do a lot. This is the number 6 ranked team in the country for a reason, people. There is not just the athletes, but everything is here that will allow this team to have an immense amount of success. Some of the inexperienced showed through on Corner Canyon's side. This does not define their season. They're going to go on and do great things as they usually do in Utah. They're going to learn from this experience. They're going to get better. They've got a big game next week over at Bingham, which is always a big game between those two. Bingham's up and coming. Bingham's getting better. So they've got to lick their wounds. They got to hope they come away with minor injuries. We'll certainly hope that Colvin Jackson, who went down earlier in the game, can come back at some point in time. But this is a good team they went up against.
Great team. And look, all eyes will be on Gorman next week when they take on Mater Dei. That's going to be a top 5 matchup nationally. That's going to be a great one to watch no matter where you are, as Gorman looking like they're ready for that matchup here in week 1. 42-7, the victory for the Gaels over Corner Canyon. Doug, thank you so much for joining us. It was great to have you. You're welcome
pleasure.
to join us anytime. For Doug Henstrom, Nate Dowdle, my name is Dane Stewart. Thank you for joining us here on KSL Sports Rewind as Bishop Gorman gets the win over Corner Canyon 42-7. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you next week for live high school coverage right here on KSLSports.com.